And Schrodinger equation predicts by mathematics he predicts the location of an electron around the nucleus. So Schrodinger equation is given by mathematical representation is given by wave function, which mathematically describes the wave characteristic of a particle. This is a complex valued entity. So wave function of a particle is complex entity. Therefore, it has no physical significance. Is given by the square of this wave function, which is a physical quantity, which is a real number. So the psi is complex valued entity or complex number, but psi square is real. Therefore, the psi square value is very important, which gives the psi square gives the probability of finding the particle described by a specific wave function psi square. Now here I will show you the equation of the Schrodinger equation, which is very complicated, and you don't have to remember of this equation or don't have to solve this equation. Just this is for your information that there are two type of Schrodinger equation. One is called time dependent equation or for progressive wave. If your wave is progressing, if your wave is progressing, then this time dependent equation is applied. But if your wave is stationary, then it should be time independent, and time independent equation is given by h psi is equal to e psi, where psi is the wave function and h is called Hamiltonian operator or energy operator, and e is energy. E is the eigenvalue energy, and this equation is used to calculate everything with the atomic structures. Like it calculates the shape of the orbital s, p, d. We will come up in little while the shapes of the orbital and everything, the probability, shapes of the orbital, everything is calculated by the Schrodinger equation. That's why this equation is very important, and it is full of mathematics only. So the Schrodinger equation is used in physics and most often chemistry to deal with the problems about the atomic structure of matter. It is extremely powerful mathematical tool and whole basis of the wave mechanics. Shapes of the orbitals are outcome of Schrodinger equation. So if we plot, as I told you that psi square is the probability. So if we plot r square psi square, r is the radius versus r, then we get this type of plot, this type of plot. This maximum position, if we can get this one, the value is 0.053 nanometer. This is exactly what is calculated by Bohr. By Bohr theory, the first Bohr radius was 0.053 angstrom for hydrogen atom. So when we apply the Schrodinger equation for hydrogen atom or one electron system, then that gives the 1s orbital. 1s
Excuse me,
orbital
sir.
is
Sir,
yeah.
your voice is lagging, sir.
Oh, uh, but I can hear you. Then I don't know what to do because the internet connection is
There
okay.
is some problem.
Internet connection is okay. Just just let me check. Yeah, internet connection is okay, and this I don't know. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if we plot r square by psi square, and then we can get the maximum intensity here, which is the maximum probable position, and then maximum probable position is called the radius of the orbit, which is 0.053 nanometer, which was calculated by Bohr in previous example, and then by that was arbitrarily calculated, but by exact mathematical mathematical calculation with the quantum mechanics, Schrödinger equation gives exactly the same value calculated predicted by Bohr. Now, what is quantum mechanical model? The quantum mechanical model of atomic states states that electrons are not in circular orbit around the nucleus, but electrons are in 3D region around the nucleus called atomic orbitals. So it is not in a circular orbits. It is not in circular orbits, but it is in 3D, three-dimensional region. The atomic orbitals describe the probable location of the electron. So you cannot say exactly where the electron is, but you can say where the maximum probability is. Probability of finding an electron within a certain volume and space surrounding the nucleus can be presented by a fuzzy electron cloud. So electron is wave and then it is presented as the cloud, electron cloud, not as the particle. And the cloud is more dense where the probability of finding the electron is high. When the probability is very high, the cloud is more dense. And this region where the probability of electron is more, for example, is very high, is say greater than 90%, that is called atomic orbitals. So what is called atomic orbitals? Atomic orbitals is the region of space in which the probability of finding an electron is more than 90%. The principal quantum number. Now we will discuss about the quantum number. So now we know the orbits and orbitals. Then next we will know about the quantum numbers. So there are 4 quantum numbers which we will discuss one by one. The principal quantum number is the orbit, which is Bohr orbit, or it is called cell, which you have studied as K cell, L cell, and M cell. So for n is equal to 1, it is called K cell. For n is equal to 2, it is called L cell. For n is equal to 3, it is called M cell, and so on. So therefore, this is called principal quantum number. So principal quantum number is n is equal to 1, 2, and so. And then there is further called angular momentum or azimuthal quantum number. Angular momentum quantum number or azimuthal quantum number, which is represented as L, and which is the subcell. So the cell is called principal quantum number, and angular momentum quantum number tells you the subcells. Within the cell, there are subcells, and each main cell is subdivided into subcells. What the L can be, what are the values of L can have? L can be any integer value from 0 to n minus 1. From 0 to n minus 1. So if your n is 2, then your L value should be 0, 1. N value is 3, then L value would be 0, 1, and 2. So for example, when L is 0, it is called S. When L is 1, it is called P. When L is 2, it is called D. When L is 3, it is called F, and so on. Now we know the principal quantum number and azimuthal quantum number. There are 2 more quantum number which are called spin quantum number and number. Now next is magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number distinguishes the orbitals with a given subcell that have different shapes and orientation in space. Each subcell is subdivided into orbitals. So first is cell, which is principal quantum number, then subcell is azimuthal quantum number, and then orbitals is when magnetic quantum numbers comes in, then it is called orbitals. Each orbitals is capable of holding a pair of electrons, and ml value can have integer value from minus L to L. Within a subcell has the same energy. This is very important, that each subcell has the same energy. For example, there are 3 p orbital, px, py, and pz. All are having same energy. Quantum number is spin quantum number, which refers to the 2 possible spin orientation of the electron residing within a given orbital. Each orbital can hold only two electrons whose spin must oppose one another. The possible values are ms is plus half and minus half. That means the spin can be up spin or down spin. So either it is left spin or right spin or up spin or down spin. So opposite spin. So ms is plus means one spin and minus means exactly the opposite spin. So these are the four quantum numbers. Now what are the quantum numbers signifies? So if we just analyze, the quantum numbers are like address of the electron. Like we have our address, we in the address we have to talk about the city name, street name, then lane name, then building, apartment or housing society name, and then flat number and so on. Similarly, if we can take analogy that the principal quantum number is in a different floors of a building, then angular momentum quantum number is different flats on the same floor, and magnetic quantum number is different rooms in a flat. We can give the address of the electron. So if we know the all four, if we know the all four quantum numbers, we can say in which orbital it is. So that type of question I will ask in the exam, that if we give some we will give some quantum numbers of electron, you have to say okay which orbital it is. Yeah. Now, so this is the chart of containing all the quantum numbers and what are the permissible values. So for n, this is the principal quantum number n. When n is equal to 1, then L value can have only one value, which is 0, because the this is 0 to n minus 1. So when n is 1, it can be only one value, 0. When n is 2, it can be value from 0 to 1. So there are two values. Now for ml, which is magnetic quantum number. So when n is equal to 1, it can be minus L to plus L. Now L is 0, therefore this is also 0. So for n is equal to 1, there is only one orbital is possible. That is 1s, and so number of subcell is only 1. When n is equal to 2, when n is equal to 2, there are two L possible, 0 and 1. And for L is equal to 1, you can have minus L to plus L and all the integers. That means minus 1, 0 and plus 1. That means here is 3. And when L is equal to 1, it is called p orbital. N is equal to L is equal to 0, it is called s orbital. So there is one s orbital and three p orbitals. So there is one s orbitals, and there are three p orbitals. Similarly, when n is equal to 3, the L value, possible L values are 0 to n minus 1. So 0, 1 and 2. For 0, ml is also 0. For 1 is ml is minus 1, 0, plus 1, like here. So there are three orbitals. And now when L is equal to 2, new orbital comes in. That is, this value is minus 2, 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So this is called d orbital. 5. That means here total orbital number of orbital is 9. So when n is equal to 4, the 2 is common like 3, but here another orbital comes in. One orbital comes in, which is called f orbital. For f, there are 7 type of L orbitals. Now next theory is Pauli exclusion principle. Pauli exclusion principle tells that no two electron an atom can exist in the same quantum state. No two electron can exist in the same quantum state. So therefore, for one electron, if three quantum number is same, the fourth one must be different. That means if we have 1, 0, 0 plus half, then other one should be plus minus half. 1, 0, 0 plus half. So if we talk about the 1s orbital, if we talk about 1s orbital, the N, L, and Ml values are 100. So the 1s orbital can occupy maximum of 2 electrons, and then the spin quantum number should be different. So the all 4 quantum number cannot be same. Therefore, the fourth one must be different. Plus half. Thus, s orbital can accommodate only 2 electrons with opposite spin. Similarly, 3p orbitals can accommodate a maximum of 6 electrons because there are 3p orbitals. So this talks about the, if we see that 1s orbital of helium, there are 2 electrons in the 1s orbital. Now you can see the opposite spin electron. So one electron is here and another electron should be opposite. If one electron is up spin, the other one should be opposite. That means the magnetic quantum number is different for this 2 electron for helium. Next rule comes Hund's rule. What Hund's rule tells us that every orbital in a subshell is singly occupied with one electron before any one orbital is doubly occupied. That means if you have some orbital of same energy, each orbital will be given electron with single occupation first, and if there is more electron, then only the double occupation takes place. So the electronic configuration of carbon, if we talk about electronic configuration of carbon, is 1s2, 2s2, and 2p2. 3p orbitals. There are 3p orbitals, px, py, and pz. Now it should be px1, py1, and pz should be vacant because there are only 2 electrons. Now this is correct. And if we write the spin of this one at the down, this is spin of the down is also correct. But if we write this one and this one is down, is wrong because it should have the maximum multiplicity. Maximum multiplicity means the spin of the electron should be same. So if we put all these singly occupied electron as the up spin, one is up spin, then this should be also up spin, but this cannot be down spin because it is talks about the maximum multiplicity. It cannot be doubly occupied. It cannot be doubly occupied, then it is wrong. This is wrong. So the Hund's rule says that the electron occupation should provide maximum and multiplicity. Now, what is electronic configuration? I told you in the previous slide about the electronic configuration. Now, the electronic configuration says that of an atom describes how the electrons are distributed in its atomic orbital. The electron configuration for lithium is 1s2, 2s2, 2s1. So this is the electronic configuration. That means 1s orbital of lithium has 2 electrons and 2s orbital of lithium has 1 electron. So this is the distribution. This is the this is the way the electrons are distributed, which are called electronic configuration. And similarly for phosphorus atomic number is Z. For phosphorus atomic number is Z, and then it is follows that 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and 3p3. This is the electronic configuration. So this is the way. So there are 15 electrons, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. That means here until here we have 10 electrons. Now 5 is left, 3s2, 3 is left, so 3p3. That means 3p3 should be like this. There are 3 orbitals of p, 1, 2, and 3. So there should be 1 electron, 1 electron. So this 3p means, so this is the way we represent the electronic configuration. And then there is above principle. What is above principle? Above principle says the sequence of the orbital which it will be filled in. So above meaning is build up. Above is a German word which is called build up. The above principle dictates the manner in which the electrons are filled in the atomic orbitals of an atom in its ground state. It states that electrons are filled into atomic orbitals in the increasing order of orbital energy. So 2s energy is more than 1s. So first 1s will be filled in, then 2s. After 2s, it will be 2p. After 3s, it will be 3p, and then 4s. Here is the, and you have to understand that 4s orbital gets first before than 3d, because 4s is more penetrating than 3d, and the energy of the 4s is lesser. Energy of the 4s is lesser than the 3d. This one you have to this one you have to remember. Similarly, 4d gets filled in after 5s. 5s get filled in before 4d. So this one you have to remember when you write the electronic configuration. So now orbital shapes. As I told you that all the orbital shapes are calculated. All the orbital shapes are calculated by the Schrodinger equation. So they calculate the Schrodinger equation for every orbital, and then they get the shapes of the orbitals. So we all know the s orbital is spherical, but how s orbital is spherical? Because they calculated the probability density. So when they calculate the probability density, they get some probabilities like this for a1s. So where is the maximum probability? Maximum probability is around this region, right? Around this region. That means is a spherical region. That means it is a spherical region. Therefore, s orbital is spherical. Now, if we see the probability density plot with the distance, so this is the 1s. So 1s radius is here. Maximum probability. Maximum probability is of 2s. This 2s is here. Maximum probability, and it has one node. In the case of 3s, it is the maximum probability here. So therefore, this distance is for 1s, this distance is for 2s, and this distance is for 3s. So that gives the radius of this 1s orbital, 2s orbital, and 3s orbitals. You can see that 2s orbital has a node here. So here is the node, that that node is here. This is the node. That means at the node there is no probability density. Similarly, for 3s, there are two nodes. 3s, one node is here, another node is here, and 3s has one node is here, the white region. This is the so 3s has three nodes, two nodes, two two, two nodes. This is has one node, and this is had zero nodes. Okay. Now shapes of the p orbitals. Shapes of the p orbitals are dumbbell shape. Again, it is calculated by the Schrodinger equation, that each p orbitals consist of two electrons, better known as two sections, better known as lobes, and dumbbell shaped. So, so this is one lobe, and that is another lobe, and then there is the nodal plane. This is the, it is like this, and this is the nodal plane. Similarly, this is also like this, and this is the node, and this is also like this. This is the nodal plane. So in this case, it is like this. This is the nodal plane. So when you have a dumbbell shape, then there is a nodal plane of, there is a nodal plane. Now, if we combine uh, all these p orbitals, so this is px, this is py, this is pz. Px is along the x-axis, py is along the y-axis, px is along the x-axis, and pz is along the z-axis. And if we put all the p orbitals, it looks like this. So it is like projecting in all 6 directions or along the all axis, all 3 axes plus and minus. So this is the shape of the p orbitals. Now we'll talk about the d orbitals and then probably we'll stop. The magnetic orbital quantum number for d orbital is given as -1, 0, 1 and 2. Therefore there are 5 d orbitals. Therefore there are 5 d orbitals because there are 5 different magnetic quantum number, and these orbitals are designated as dx, dy, dxz, and dx square minus y square and dz square. Out of these 5 d orbital shapes, the first 4 d orbitals are similar to each other, and only the shape of the dz square is different. So when we talk about dxy, it is on the xy plane. Dxz, it is on the xz plane. When we talk about uh, dyz, it is on the yz plane. Dx square minus y square, then it is in the xy plane, but the lobes are along the axis. In this case, the lobes are in between the axis diagonally, but in this case, it is along the axis, and this is the dz square orbital. So in every case, there is a nodal plane, but in this case, not nodal plane, but it is a nodal cone. Stop here today, and next we will talk about the orbital. So only two things, just we can finish this part then. So the shape of this s orbital is spherical, shape of the p orbital is dumbbell shape, and shape of the d orbitals are like this. And if we combine all these orbital, like s is here, and if we combine 2s and 2p, it will be like spherical, is like a pink spherical, and then 4 orbitals together, 4s, 4p, 4d, and 4f is also together. So now we can see the size. The first principal quantum number of the first orbital is very small, the yellow one. The blue one is the second orbital, second orbit, and the third one is the uh, orbital quantum number 3, and then so on. So the when the energy increases, size of the orbitals also increases. And we learned the electron has dual nature, and it is not exact position and energy, only the probabilities. Electrons are represented as the cloud, and quantum numbers like our address or coordinate of place, which talks about everything of the electron, which orbital it is, and so on. And then quantum mechanical model of the atomic structure was developed by the collective effort of many scientists, and the shapes of the orbitals are calculated by Schrodinger equation. I will share these slides to you so that you have the study material and you can study. Hello, do you have any question?
No, sir.
So can you also
No, sir.
No, sir.